he will give us a product unveiling.
The applause should be after. But yeah, I'm Fred. It's a pleasure to be here. And yeah, let's talk about the main reason we are all here. It's not because of destiny or faith or luck. We are all here today because of our product. So let's dive deep into it. And I would like to start with our application because we have some very exciting topics going on our roadmap. And I would like to start with the checklists and the quizzes. Starting with checklists, what we want to achieve here is to allow organizations to apply and to digitize certain evaluation criteria for skills within AG5. And this means that assessors, this is basically meant for trainer or assessors to validate if all the required criteria are met according to a specific certification. I would also like to mention quizzes, of course. These two features, they are directly connected. You will understand better on a later stage. But quizzes are mainly for self-assignments, where operators can not only receive SOP updates, but they can also really show their understanding and their knowledge about a specific procedure through a set of randomized questions that they will be able to answer. Of course, these two features, when combined, they allow organizations to fully, completely, and in a standardized way, optimize their skills and their knowledge. I would like also to take the opportunity to talk about insights. This is already one of the most loved features of our product, I would say. And our main goal with insights and with what we've been doing lately is really to offer an actionable workforce intelligence, offering the possibility to tailor filtering according to your needs. And we are working on something really cool lately, that is to allow multi-site insights and dashboards. This means that in the near future you'll be able to see all the data, all the insights for your entire organization and not just for a specific repo or for a specific location. You can still do it, but we will allow this full visibility. I don't know if you agree with me, but I think every product or every software in this case is more powerful with integrations. And we are no exception. We are proud because in the skills management software world, we have the biggest portfolio. We have a lot of HR integrations, LMS, business intelligence, scheduling, and work instructions. But we keep adding more and more every single month and every single quarter. Do I need to change
the microphone because it's making a stupid noise.
No worries, thank you. So yeah, we have a couple of new integrations in development that we are very excited for. I would like to highlight these four. First of all, documents. Many of our customers use these document management system tools to manage SOPs, so this is directly connected to the feature that I just mentioned a few slides ago. And we are working on integrations with SharePoint, with Google Drive, and with OneDrive, where these customers use to manage SOPs, and then they are updated. And AG5 reflects every single update and change in these documents. Then, and especially relevant after the release of our Open API, we keep investing in adding more business intelligence tools. We are working with Incorta now. Our main one is Power BI, but with our public API, it's possible to connect to any business intelligence tools. We are paying attention also to manufacturing operating management systems, as I think it was mentioned already today. for example, Siemens, more on like the planning and scheduling functionality of these type of tools. And of course, we keep adding new LMSs to our portfolio, and recently we added a new one called Litmus that has a super nice functionality because does not only offer the API, but also offers an LTI solution, which means that we can have a super cool feature in our product where you can have a button and click there, start e-course, and then you go directly to the tool and you take the course. I'm getting too technical. Okay, focus for it. Yeah, this could be enough about integrations, but wait a little bit because we have some big news. We are working on something super exciting. We are working on the possibility to offer self-service integrations. And what we want to achieve with this is to offer in-app, by using our user interface, the possibility to connect with more than 80 HR and LMS systems, and the only thing that you need is your vendor URL, the API key, and the credentials, depending, of course, on the vendor. So this will be game-changing for us, and especially for our customers. And I have still to mention the OpenAPI, because we already have more than 20 customers using it in production. It covers already the main use cases for HR, LMS, and BI, and we keep adding new modules and new data fields to the API. We are working on skill requirements, of course, one of the main functionalities of our system. We are working on the alerts data to give you the possibility to consume the data that you also see in the user interface. And I would like also to mention the user account data that, if you want, will allow you to track certain metrics and KPIs, such as the adoption rate of AG5 inside your company. And now let's talk about AI. I think everyone is looking for this. And yeah, in 2022, to be more concrete, in November 2022, something happened. ChatGPT was released, and I think it affected everyone, right? And what we saw over the last few years was a complete change on human behavior, in this use case particularly on user behavior, because users don't want to click anymore, they want to ask. Been there, done that, it happens to me very often. I don't want to click too much anymore, I just want to ask something to an AI model. And yeah, AG5 is keeping an eye, of course, on all these later developments, but we didn't want to surf the hype of the AI just because it's cool or trendy. We were waiting for the right moment to implement something that could really bring operational and day-to-day value to our customers. So I would like to ask, who wants to see an AI demo? Nice, nice. But before that, a few disclaimers. And the reason why I'm mentioning this before the demo is because I can imagine that it will pop up in your head while watching the demo, and I wanted to cover before that. When it comes to data safety, we use a service called AWS Bedrock, and this is not used to train any model. It's an isolated service. It's hosted the server in Europe, Germany, Ireland, and Sweden. It has full audit trail. If something happens, we can request a full report and have access to all the logs. And to be super clear, once in production, once this feature is released, it will not be enabled by default in any of your repositories. We would have to ask you for permission and agreement to use this feature. So, also two disclaimers for the demo specifically. This is a beta version. Of course, still in development, errors can happen. You just need to look at my face. If I'm like this, it's because everything is going well. If I'm blushing or I'm sweating or something, it's because errors can happen because, yeah, it's still a beta version. Also, everything that you are going to see is fake in terms of data, the environment. The functionality is 100% real, but all the data is fake. Yeah, I guess it's time for the demo, but as I told you, we were not investing in AI just because it's cool and everyone is asking for it. We talked with some customers, we tried to understand their real use cases, what value could we bring, and so I brought a special guest to show you like the real impact that this AI can have in your operations. So I will just call him. All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Michael. I'm an operations manager, and I hate Monday mornings. Why? Because every Monday morning, I need to do my weekly compliance report. I need to check who has expired certifications, all that type of information. And this type of report usually takes me between 10 to 30 minutes. Also, this morning, I found Jennifer from HR, and she asked me, hey, Michael, do you have a quick way to tell me who's going to retire over the next 3 years? And no, I didn't have a way to tell her that. And also, this afternoon, I will have a review with my employee called Ania, and I still need to prepare this. And of course, yeah, this upsets me, but I heard that AG5 has a new feature that could help me answer all of these, have access to all this data in a super fast way. So I would say, let's try it out. Okay, AG5 product, beautiful matrices. Let's chat here. Okay, sounds cool. Now let me ask, who has expired certifications? It's working well until now. Okay, let's give it time. Okay, cool. I see here a table. Damn, so many people with expired certifications. We might have some issues here. I see that I can download this as an Excel, and I see an answer there to answer. Okay, okay, this is cool. But then now I would like to know which departments has the most expired certifications. Let's see if he's able to answer this. Thinking, that's good. Looking for department groupings, okay, that's nice. Checking tables. Okay. Oh, nice, okay. So I can see here all the departments, the main ones affected. Okay. Yeah, okay, sounds good. So if you remember Jennifer's question, who's going to retire in the next 3 years, let's try to answer Jennifer. So I would say who's going to retire in the next 3 years. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Nice. We have here a couple of options. How would you like to identify employees? Okay, let's follow the standard retirement age, 65. I know in the Netherlands it's 67, but let's see. What's the answer? Okay. I have here a list of all the employees turning 65 in the next 3 years, and I see that, yeah, we have some of them very, very close, so we probably need to find replacements for these people. Okay, last one. So I have this review with my employee called Ania. So let me check. I have a review with Ania, French, by the way. How did she performed last quarter? I'm a bit late, but there's a lot of work lately. All right, let's see. Looking at all the records. Meanwhile, I see that I can maximize and minimize the window. All right, here's the summary. Okay, none recorded in that window. Oh, her most recent achievement was last year. That's not good. Okay, and I have here clearly the skills with gaps that are below the required level. Okay, so in 6 minutes, I was able to answer all the questions that I had for today. I'm happy. 6 minutes is better than 10 to 30 minutes, so I'm happy. And yeah, I would like to invite you, or some of you, to come here and test with your own prompts. What can go wrong? Please come. Nice. So who will leave my company in the next 6 months, and what skill gaps will this create? Nice. Let's see. The good thing about disclaimers is that if something goes wrong, you... Oh, only one contract and found. Okay, so let's see what we have. There's one employee leaving your company in the next 6 months, Ginny Queen. Okay, and it's very close actually, 1st of May. And you have here the list of skill gaps. Yeah, nice. Okay, a different one. Come on, I know all of you want to try this. Come on. Yes, please. Oh, wait, it's not. Yeah. Yeah. Please say that you don't know Freddy, please. So, Freddy Tyler is probably out for the next year. Who can replace him?
That's a tough one, eh?
Okay. Okay. Are you satisfied with the answer? Yes, no?
Yeah, I think these guys are pretty good as a substitute. Yeah.
Nice. Please, one more. Just one more? AG5 colleagues, please. If no one... Yes, Lotte, please. Nice. So the question is, how did I improve the compliancy levels this quarter compared to the last quarter?
Good question.
I think so.
It depends.
It depends on the answer, right?
I is in this case, I mean, Michael, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you gave him a nice challenge. That's good.
That's your task, the next one. I is your task.
Voor mijn certificaat ook niet vanuit de rijbewijs.
Oh, yeah.
Did I do it wrong? Did I hack the system?
Maybe.
Shit.
It would be interesting that the AG5 person that makes the crash breaks the system. Okay. He's trying.
Maybe you can change it to like specific things and stuff.
Yeah. When he's thinking, he wants to think until the end.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Well, it seems that we found a good question that breaks the system. Yeah. All right. Yeah, just to summarize and to finish my presentation. By the way, no correct answer to this one. Yeah, we just like to tell that also one of the reasons why we are investing right now in AI is because we look at AG5 now as a main skills data hub, especially for big setups that consume data from HR, from LMS, from planning systems. We are such a skills data hub that this is the right moment to implement a tool and a feature like this because of all the value that can bring because of all that data. Please, questions about anything? Yes?
Okay, give me a few moments.
Oh, yes.
Hand you the microphone.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of implementation, and so I'm very mindful of training right now. Is
Okay.
this tool something that you would advise leaders use to help them answer, the change management of, I remember how to do this in my old system, but how do I do this in the new one? Is this a tool for that, or is it more these questions that we were asking in the demo? How to use that data, how to get into that data analytics.
Yeah, for comparison with previous systems, I would not advise. But since you're in the implementation phase, there is something that I wanted to share as well. So everything that you saw here was, we do a question, we receive an answer. But the next step for AG5, once this model is mature, is to also allow actions that could be very nice during the implementation phase. For example, uploading CSV files, trying to detect duplicates, empty fields, all these type of functionalities will come and will be very relevant for implementation phases. But concretely for your use case, we would not. The first implementation, the first onboarding should also be something very controlled. Yeah.
Any other questions?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so does it respect access restrictions?
Yes. Yes.
And then follow up, is that also true for the API that was in the, before the AI? So the API will make available all the data points, but is that also, does it respect the access?
Yes, 100%. Yeah. Yeah.
Question over here.
I'm very interested in the integrations, for example, with SharePoint for work instructions.
Okay.
Is this through Power Automate connector, or do you build something else?
No, we built something in-house. SharePoint offers webhooks, but they also offer an API solution, and we use that API.
Okay. And would it be possible to create like a read and understand for these documents in AG5?
Read and
For
understand.
example, you have a new document, it pops up in AG5 and I'll say, okay, I've read and understood this document.
Yes.
That's exactly the
Exactly. Yes.
new version. That's exactly the first use case why we want to integrate with SharePoint. That we can plug it into the workflow also to do a reassessment, and people have to check mark, I read and understood this new version of this document, or a complete new SLP document.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
No?
I think that's it.
All right. Thanks once again. And if you have any questions related to any of these, you can contact anyone or me specifically, and I will answer. Thank you.
Thank you.